Hello, KS families, and welcome to kindergarten at St. Patrick's. So today I'm going to share with you our orientation video, and it's going to include what I like to call the nuts and bolts of kindergarten. And we're going to do this in a format of ABCs of kindergarten. I think it's appropriate this year that we concentrate and focus on the theme in our classroom of Be a Rainbow. This comes from Maya Angelou in her quote of "Be a rainbow to someone's cloudy day." So I felt this was an appropriate theme for us so that we can bring comfort and happiness to each other each day in the gift of a rainbow that God has given us. So let's get started today with our orientation. So first, a little bit about me, getting to know me. I am Mrs. Stacy Sauer, and this is my 26th year of teaching. I've been in the Archdiocese of Louisville for that entire duration. I had 12 years at Immaculate Conception in LaGrange, and then that school was merged with Mother of Good Counsel to form St. Mary Academy, and I had the honor of teaching at St. Mary Academy for 12 years, and I was led to St. Patrick in the JK program last year and finished out the year in kindergarten here at St. Pat's. So that is my life as a teacher there in a nutshell. I received my bachelor and master degrees from the University of Louisville. Go Cards! And we are a house divided. My husband David, who's pictured here, is a UAK fan. And we have been married for 26 years. So it's obvious I do not hold that against him. We have two beautiful daughters. You see pictured here, Jillian wearing this beautiful purple sweater and her glasses. She is our oldest daughter, and she just began U of L Brandeis Law School. Yes, I'm going to have a lawyer. So we are super thrilled and excited for her as she begins that journey. And just as excited for our daughter, Brenna, who is studying education and special education at Bellarmine University, and she is having her sophomore year there as we speak. So I enjoy spending time with my family. I am one of four children, so I'm the oldest, and we are all very close. Both my parents are still with us. We're blessed to have that, as well as my immediate family. We spend lots of time together. I love gardening and going on nature walks. And these are some of the pictures that I took this summer on a few nature walks. And I just thought I would share those with you and your children. So I love being out there enjoying these wonderful gifts God's given us. Now let's go to the next slide where you're going to meet my instructional assistant, teaching assistant, Mrs. Kim Walker.
KS, or better known as Sour Smarties. This is Mrs. Walker. I'm going to be the assistant with you all this year, and I can't wait to meet and see each and every one of you. Again, I'm Mrs. Walker. I have been an assistant for over 10 years. This is my second year at St. Patrick, and I get to work with Mrs. Sauer, who is a fantastic teacher. We're going to have so much fun and learn so much. It is going to be a great year. I am married to Mr. Walker. We have two children. Our 24-year-old daughter lives in Mexico and teaches English, and our 19-year-old son is going to be a sophomore at University of Kentucky. In my free time, I love to read, I love to cook, I love to work out, and my most favorite thing in the world is to help teach kindergarten. So I cannot wait to meet you. Have a great rest of your summer, and I will see you soon.
Thank you, Mrs. Walker. She is a super lady, so I look forward to having her work along side by side with our students and families this year in KS. So in this orientation video email, you will also find attached the ABCs of kindergarten. We included a hard copy of that document, and it goes into greater detail for you of what we're going to discuss today. So we're just going to give you the outline, and then you can find more information in the document of ABCs of KS or kindergarten. We also are going to have an information card attached to this email. If you could please fill that out from top to bottom and front to back and return that on the meet and greet day. I'll discuss more about that later on in the video, so you can bring that with you to the meet and greet. along with the getting to know your child form. It's attached. That can come back as well on the meet to greet day. And a Pick My Kid flyer. For those of you who are new to St. Patrick, the Pick My Kid is our dismissal program that we use, and I'm going to discuss that later on as well. So for Meet the Teacher, we knew that we had to establish a relationship with your child and the family right away. So we cannot wait to meet you and your child in person on Friday, August 14th, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. And how that's going to work is you're going to see a link attached to the email that you received today for Sign Up Genius. And you will simply go into the Sign Up Genius and choose a time slot. They will be in 10-minute increments to allow for us to sanitize and disinfect between families. So we found that would be best. Each family could come for about 10 minutes, and we'll get to have just some one-on-one time and just open up. How was your summer? How are things going? What are you looking most forward to about kindergarten? So look for that link in the email today. Also, we are inviting the parents and the child to come to that meet and greet. As you know, with the guidelines that are set forth here, we need to follow as closely as possible the adults wearing their mask, and we sanitize and come in and out of the same door. So we'll have directions on that as well. So if it could be the parents and the child, we appreciate your cooperation there. Also, we look forward to all the back to school pictures that you want to take while you're with us in our classroom. You and your child together, if you want one with the teacher or the teaching assistant or both, them with their new locker, their new desk area, some places in the classroom. Feel free to get those school pictures while you're with us too. You are going to be able to drop off all of your school supplies at the meet and greet. Unless you ordered a school kit, the school kits will already be in the classroom ready to be taken on by your child when they come, and we'll get those dispersed for you. But as far as any extra supplies or the supplies you purchased, bring those to the meet and greet. You also will be bringing along with you 2 individual pictures of your child. They can be in any shape, way, or form. We just need 2 individual pictures of them on their own, and also a family picture. We're going to be using these in various projects this year. Please know these will not be returned, so you'll want to get copies made of those 3 pictures. Again, 2 individuals and a family. If you'll please mark with your family name on the back of the photo, that would be helpful. Thank you. So the first day, what's that going to look like in kindergarten? Well, it's going to be a little different from our traditional days rather. It's going to be more non-traditional. So our school hours are from 7:45 to 2:45 each day, and the kindergarten students will be dropped off at the school entrance that was noted in Mr. Sturzel's video, and he sent that out through email. If you did not receive that, please let me know. But he gives a very, very good outline along with mapping of those procedures to follow for morning drop-off, and that is what we need to do. So please look for that. The school doors are opening at 7:15, and there will be staff there to greet the students, doing the temperature checks and all of those safety guidelines and procedures that are in place. And then the students will report to their home rooms, and they will be escorted down by one of the staff members. Also, KS Smarties, they may bring their favorite stuffed animal if they want on the first day, and it can be kept there for the week. I'll send home those things on Fridays for laundering and refreshing up for the next school day. And it just occurred to me, we are doing the AB schedule. So the A students, they'll take everything with them on Tuesday to be laundered, and then the B students will bring everything home on Thursday. Once we return to 100%, you can expect those items to come home with your child on Friday. So they can bring a stuffed animal the first day to keep them with them. They can bring it home that same day if they wish as well. And they'll need a beach towel or a small blanket. This all needs to be smaller size to fit in their locker. So be mindful of that and put their names on those items, please. Also, please be mindful of the morning drop-off route as well when you are coming with Mr. Sturzel's video, just to make sure we got that. So in kindergarten, what does our day look like? Well, for the first 2 weeks of our orientation phase, our day will be very similar to what you're seeing here. This is going to be a more 100% day, so these items will be in smaller increments of time than they would normally be on a regular school day. But this is our general outline that we are going to follow, just tweaking times if we need to there in the beginning before we go to our 100%. So we have a morning routine and we do our calendar with our morning message. Calendar involves some math concepts you can see there. Then we'll move into our religion time, or I like to call it God talk time, where we take a quiet moment and learn and reflect on our faith together so they can grow in God's love. Then we'll go into language arts, our reading workshop. There will be a whole group lesson. So please note, if you are an NTI family, pardon me, you will attend whole group. I will have the new concepts videoed for you and send those out later that day, or probably by lunch. We are still, again, working on that best fit for each family and classroom. But those will come out to you. That way you will know what we have learned that day as well and what the assignment will be for you to complete. Then the students go into small groups with myself and Miss Walker, and they also will have some independent work to do. Again, we have special areas in kindergarten. So on Monday, we will have Spanish class with Mrs. Leftwich. Tuesdays, PE, Mr. Motley. Thursday, music with Mrs. Bruce. And on Fridays, art with Mrs. Klosterman. Right now, Mass has been put on hold, but do know that kindergarten will attend Mass once it resumes, and I will get that message to you for that schedule as it comes. So that's a TBD on Mass. We will go to recess first. Pardon me. This year, we feel that's in the best interest of the children because they're going to sit for a little longer periods of time than they normally would in kindergarten. Not too much longer, but we want to give them recess before lunch just to allow them to get some of that extra energy out and have that social time that they can with their friends, and then go back into the room for lunch. Lunches are going to be brought to kindergarten from the cafeteria, so they will not go to the lunchroom. We will have lunch in our classroom, respecting the social distancing guidelines. And then a restroom break before we go into our rest time in the classroom. In regards to the mats for rest time, those are being provided by the school. Again, just send a small blanket or a beach towel for your child to use, and we'll keep those in the locker to go home to be laundered, as mentioned earlier, on their assigned days. Then we'll have math in the afternoon with math workshop, and they'll be using manipulatives and going to stations or centers and working on some independent work as well as small groups with Mrs. Sauer and Ms. Walker. Science and social studies is alternated based on what themes we are learning in kindergarten. So what we mean by that is oftentimes we'll have science each afternoon for about a week, 4 to 5 days, and then we may switch for the next week and do social studies. So it's more of a thematic unit concept there for our science and social studies lessons. We do centers at the end of the day. It is very, very important that kindergartners have time to play and be creative and imaginative. So we give them that opportunity at the end of the day. And then we'll begin our afternoon routines and dismissal. So now let's begin with letter A for our ABCs of kindergarten that we've had our housekeeping behind us. So it's all about establishing positive behavior. Letter A. Our KS theme, be a rainbow. We are all made in the image and likeness of God, and we're called to live in God's image. And we know here at St. Patrick's and as Catholic educators, every child has been given their own unique gift and talent, and it's our job together to partner with the family to help them thrive and be the best child of God they can be. So each day we remind them, try to be like Jesus and live like Jesus and show one another Christ-like behaviors. Following the golden rule is there to support them to be more like Jesus, as well as using our St. Pat's Spirit of Christ program, which I will discuss more in our session. At St. Patrick's, our mission is we are St. Patrick's, And we have the S, Spirit of Christ in me. T, treat others with respect. P, personal responsibility. A, academic excellence. T, teamwork. And S, service. Spirit of Christ, responsible, disrespectful, unsafe, unacceptable. You'll see that in the triangle. So this is like a pedigree here. We're going to follow it. We want to steer away from this type of behavior, obviously, and work all of our students to being a spirit of Christ and a disciple of Jesus. So I'll get more into that in our program. How do we help them accomplish this goal? So, all about establishing positive behavior here in kindergarten and at St. Patrick's. We have our St. Pat's Spirit of Christ program. And these posters you see come directly from our classroom. They hang there every day, all day in the front of the room as reminders, visual reminders for the students. So in JK through third grade, it is our approach to address behaviors in a positive way. We never want to make a child feel unworthy or disvalued. We want them to know that we are there to help them and support them in the best positive way we can. We have our counselor, Emily Linden. She is fantastic, as well as Mrs. Storner, Carrie Storner, who is our Learning Differences Coordinator. They are two fantastic resources that we utilize here at St. Patrick's to help us in molding and shaping those Christ-like behaviors and children of Christ. So in JK through 3, we want to monitor and self-regulate with the children and help them know how to do that in various ways, whether it be with deep breathing, the monster mash, which you'll learn about. It's like a form of counting backwards from 10. Pinwheels, they can blow on a pinwheel to release that. Helping them know just how to control their emotions in a positive way. Taking responsibility and ownership of their behaviors, being accountable, being a wise person and saying, yes, I did this, and here's how I can make it right. Correcting and discussing behaviors immediately as they occur. That is so important. As you're very well aware as parents, children will tend to forget and say, I didn't do that. They're not going to remember that after the moment. So right away, it's important to call them over, have a discussion with them. You know, something didn't look right or sound right to Mrs. Sauer or Miss Walker or whomever. How can we make that better? And then we also want to prevent before things escalate. So it's important that we have those routines and procedures in place so it becomes what we do just naturally each day, and behaviors being positive, and then checking in on behaviors. We have the students reflect on their behavior quite often. Where do you think you are? Are you at a Spirit of Christ moment? Have you been responsible today? Have you been disrespectful in any way? And there are bulleted points under these so they can address and think, did I do that? Did I not do that? Has it been an unsafe or unacceptable day? Something may have occurred. And why do you think that? And then what can you do to make this better? That's where we promote a discussion with the children. How can we be better? So it's like a good, better, best, never let it rest concept. All positives. In art, we do many art activities in class. Please send in a shirt. So we're going to use that like an art smock. And it can be an adult short sleeve t-shirt or a button down will work as well. Preferably the t-shirts, but if you need to send a button down, we'll take that as well. Again, something that can be kept in the locker. We will attend art class on Fridays with Ms. Klosterman, and they will sometimes take these shirts, these smocks with them there too. So please be sure your child's name is on that. You want to have their name and labels on everything. I promise it makes everything go smoothly. So birthdays in kindergarten, how will that look this year? So we love to celebrate your child's birthday. Even those who have summer birthdays will be recognized, and you'll be notified when they are to be recognized for summer birthdays. But you may send in a birthday treat. It must be store-bought, and keep in mind it needs to be nut-free, please, so we can respect and keep safe our friends with those allergies. Please refrain from sending in birthday invitations or a thank you note to school for us to distribute in backpacks. This is against school policy. So if you have thank you notes or invitations, you'll need to tend to those in another way, because we cannot send those home through school. Also, there will be an opportunity for you to order books, and books can be ordered, and these are children's books. Scholastic Book Club is a fantastic program for us to use for you to get books at home to practice reading skills with your child. So you'll have the option of placing your order online at this website, www.scholastic.com. I will send all of this information home when it is time, okay? You'll have a flyer along with our class code and all the pertinent information you need for ordering books at home. They'll come to school and be delivered to your home via school. So each week we will have a communication folder that's going home, and it goes home every day. And these folders are going to contain the following items that will be provided by your homeroom teachers. So number one is going to be a Ziploc. It will be a heavy duty Ziploc for important notes, money, or any other small items that are coming from home and need to be kept secure until they arrive at school. So we'll be using a durable Ziploc bag. This will be kept in the folder in the prongs. So we'll have it fastened in there. So please do not remove that. There will also be a book pouch. It's a large manila business envelope, and that's going to be for take-home readers and books. I will get to that later, so you'll know more about readers. But please do not remove either of these. They're going to be fastened in with the prongs, and we need those to stay in there so we can send those items securely. Also, there will be a few page protectors in your child's take-home folder for any important papers that we need to send or need to be returned. Just slip those into the page protectors for us. The left side of the folder is for items that will be left at home, like a daily worksheet or a memo that's coming from either the homeroom or the office. The right side of the folder is going to be used for papers that need to come right back to school. Maybe we need a signature, or for you to make a confirmation on an upcoming event. So those items will go on the right back to school. Please check your folders, your child's take-home folder daily for any and all information, readers, documents, forms, etc. All right. So computer is going to look different this year. We will not have the opportunity to attend technology class. However, we have available to us in our classroom computers and iPads to use, and these will be following, the CDC guidelines with our children to be sanitized and social distanced. So during small groups, they'll have the opportunity. Technology will include items such as seesaw activities, which I'll get into. Starfall and PBS Kids, Storytime Online, etc., are fantastic sites to integrate into our classroom concepts and teachings with technology. Dismissal is Pick My Kid program, and Mr. Sturtzel will have a video coming soon if he has not done so already by the time this video was created. However, he will have that coming soon, more information for those of you who are new to St. Patrick's, as well as we have a flyer attached to this email too. So you may look for information on Pick My Kid in the email attachment. We will need to know on that information card I spoke of earlier whether your child is riding the bus, taking the car, or a YMCA participant each day, so we know where to get them, and they'll be there waiting for you at the end of the day. So we'll have that ready too. Here is my email address, which you may already have, especially since you are watching this video and have the email. So I will check that daily. I ask you, it is common practice here in the Archdiocese to give teachers 24 hours to respond to an email. I, however, check my email very frequently. Mornings, I check it before school. I'll check it again around lunchtime, and then again at the end of the day at dismissal if I have time right before dismissal, but I always check it before leaving for home. So again, I ask you to give me 24 hours, but usually I can answer emails relatively quickly, so that should not be a problem. as well as using Seesaw for communication. That is another platform that I utilize too, and I'll get into that in a moment. So the emergency cards, that is the same information emergency card I spoke about earlier. So please remember to complete the front and back and return that during our meet and greet. And if you have any information that changes, address, phone numbers, um, persons that are picking up your child, allowed to pick up that type of information, please notify me and the office of those changes immediately so we are aware of those. Early dismissal days, this is tentative, so I just wanted to give you maybe a heads up on that, being at 1:30 on Wednesdays, and that's only when we return to full school, 100% resumes. So we can provide more information on that as it arises. Food allergies and other medical issues. If your child has any allergies, whether they be seasonal um, or food allergies or any other medical needs, please let us know so we can make the proper accommodations and be aware of those needs. Field trips are going to be virtual field trips this year, at least during the fall semester, and we mean that they will be taken through the smartboard, through our technology system. There are several places that we can visit that correlate with our teachings. Curriculum that we are learning about. For example, I know in the fall, in the curriculum for kindergarten, it is part of our curriculum to teach about the season of fall as well as the life cycle of seeds. So we use pumpkins and apples during that time. So it is quite possible that we will be taking a virtual field trip to either an apple patch or a pumpkin patch during that time. And we've got some fun ways to make it feel as though your child is really there so we can give them the whole experience. So we have PE or gym every Tuesday with Mr. Motley. And the note that I need to make here is the girls are required to wear the navy PE shorts to school on this day. So they need to have those under their jumpers, or they can wear them with the spirit wear with their school uniform top. So they're required to have those PE shorts on that day, and they just wear them to school and they stay on for the duration of the day. Homework is going to be assigned in kindergarten. There will be some homework, and we ask that you do limit the time your child spends on that. It should not be taking them, I would say, anywhere 10 to 20 minutes, because homework is just simply a review of something that we have already introduced, and we have done many practices on that, and they have worked independently, probably have had a formative assessment to see how they're doing on that. So it's just a way to keep them strong in that subject matter that we are introducing or working with at school that we're focused on. So if your child's spending more than 30 minutes on homework, please let me know, because that is definitely something that should not be happening. So they'll just be like little short, quick checks going home on their homework. And we want you to see what they're doing as well. So reading activities, I talked about the readers. For now, we're putting our actual readers on hold. However, we're looking at doing black and white master copies, and getting readers into your children's hands is so important. You can also use readers at home, books that you have. When we say readers, these are books that usually have anywhere from 3 to 5 words, the most probably 7 word sentences. And this is just helping them grow as an emergent reader, where they're looking at letters and knowing that they form words. So we want to get them started with this right away. It's so important. Read to succeed. Along with homework, there are monthly family projects. For example, they're theme-based. So at the beginning of the year, to coordinate with our idea of letters and the concepts of print, your child is going to make their name using different types of materials from around the house. I've seen them use pieces of cereal, beads, pretzel sticks, little pebbles, tissue paper, the popcorn kernels, the list goes on and on. So that directions for that family homework will be coming out soon. Another one is snowmen they'll make in the wintertime. You just use materials again from around the home, and we'll send, the larger paper and a direction page along with the pieces that will be needed. But the rest is for you and your family to get creative together and just spend that quality time being crafty to go with our themes. And we hang these in the hall for all to see. So you'll want to do your best. Again, we strongly encourage independence in kindergarten. I think it's interesting that this follows homework. So, one of the big goals in kindergarten is for them to become more independent, which is a life skill they're going to need going forward. So, we need to get them started on that as early as possible. So, what better way than with that homework and family projects? Let them have a hand in it. Don't feel that it needs to be neat as a pin and everything in place. It's okay if the snowman's mouth's a little crooked or the letter in the name isn't quite right. They are learning and growing, and they are strengthening their fine motor skills and visual skills. So give them the chance to do that. With your input can be acceptable, but allow them to have a hand in it. And I trust me, you are going to treasure these down the road. I know, being a mom of two grown, beautiful girls, they have just flourished in the independence that they've gained. So yours will do the same. We do have journals in kindergarten. The students write in these daily during our reading workshop. It is called Work on Writing Time. So they'll be writing in their journals. Of course, in the beginning, it is more pictures and labeling and using letters of people and their families' names or writing full names, words they already know. Then we build on to that as the year goes. And by the end, they should be creating their own sentences. It's pretty exciting to watch that growth. So to help them at home and to encourage this, you may even want to begin a journal at home, not something to do every day. You set a time when that's best at home to do, but I just encourage you to set up journals or a message board. It can be as simple as a dry erase board, and just have them doing it with pictures or beginning sounds and have them read it back to you. A simple, tell me what this says. Tell me about your picture. Goes a long way in developing their communication and oral verbal skills. So to keep updated in kindergarten, as you can see, busy times ahead, you are going to have access, and you know this already, through the newsletter ponies that have been coming from the school office. The constant contact email system is being used for the entire school. In kindergarten, we will be using Seesaw as a big component for our communication with families this year. More to come on that. And then in kindergarten, we have a weekly newsletter. It's called Kindergarten Times. The 3 teachers, we put that together each week to give you more detail and depth information of what is going on in your child's classroom. Because many times you just get, I did nothing, or I only played. And there is so much more happening in kindergarten. So we want you to know what is going on there and that you are getting bang for your buck here at St. Patrick's, so to speak. So we'll send that on Fridays through Seesaw as well. So the library has temporarily been suspended as a room per se. However, we are going to have the opportunity to have books available for checkout in our classroom. So we're going to start out in KS checking out one book, just getting the children familiar with the expectations and what it means to be responsible for that book. And then we'll work our way up to checking out 2 books. So they'll have the opportunity to check out a book from our temporary library in our classroom, and I'll have more information coming later on how that is going to work. Lunch, we're going to eat our lunch at 12 o'clock, as I said earlier, after recess, and it will be in our classroom, and it will be delivered to our students in kindergarten. So they do not have to travel to go get that per the CDC guidelines. And also, kindergarten is not going to be able to purchase any a la carte items, including ice cream. Any chips or extra things like that are not going to be allowed to be deducted or purchased from the accounts this year. And they'll just simply have their lunch, whether it be a lunchbox or a Tabor lunch. And then we also have a daily snack. So that should be suffice. Also, I want you to please see the communication from Chef Matt. He sent an email to St. Patrick's families earlier in the week, last week. If you did not get that, you may let me know. But it is regarding lunch and the lunch accounts. So you need that information from Chef Matt. I mentioned earlier we are going to attend Mass on Wednesdays, and that's going to be determined at a later date, more to come. And on Thursdays, your child will go to Music with Mrs. Bruce. and she will be coming to our classroom, and she is a lot of fun. She does many songs, dances, has instruments, and things for the children to play. They're going to love their time with Mrs. Bruce and music. Newsletters, again, sent weekly via Seesaw. We are going to go outside for recess as much as possible daily. In KS, I hope to get our children out in small groups with Mrs. Walker or myself to possibly do our readers, maybe take out our journals. This will all be done again with 2 to 3 students. Social distance guidelines will be followed, but I want them to get outside as much as they can since we are having to spend a big chunk of our day in our classroom. So I thought it would be nice if we could go out to do some of our essential skills and curriculum expectations outdoors if we could. And then that will also include their recess where they can have their social time as well. Please make sure they have the appropriate attire they'll need for going outside at recess. As the days begin to get cooler, they'll need to have their sweaters, their sweatshirts, and jackets. I would strongly encourage you to make sure they have on their tennis shoes, although dress shoes are so precious and adorable with their uniforms for the little girls and their jumpers. They're not always the appropriate type of shoe for being outside on our playground areas. So, save those for our picture days or other special occasions. So make sure they're dressed appropriately. And as far as shirts, sweatshirts, sweaters, not shirts, I'm sorry, sweatshirts, sweaters, and jackets, let's be sure their names are in there. Again, label everything. We will be using the playground area and the areas around it, meaning the blacktop area. Our lower playground, which is now the only playground, has access to 2 different blacktop areas. There is no parking during the time of recess, so it works out beautifully that we can social distance 3 classrooms out there, and we'll be rotating on a daily basis so everyone gets a chance to be on the playground too. We're still trying to determine how that's going to look and play out, but we're going to make sure that we have access to outside time somewhere at some time. So we will make sure they're enjoying the outdoors. We will have parent-teacher-student conferences. They are twice a year, October and February. Again, that is all still in the works on how that will look. More than likely, as you know, will probably be via Zoom. So we'll have more coming on that as it takes place. They are mandatory, and you and your child will both need to be in attendance during those conferences. This counts as a school day for your child, so they will not be counted absent. So please make every effort to have your child present with you during that conference. And it's just a wonderful time where we get to sit and discuss your child's strengths and goals, some pluses and wishes, and they look forward to showing you their classroom and items that they have displayed throughout too, how they've grown in their time so far in kindergarten. Our parties this year have been suspended. We're going to have to work and focus on how we want those to be based on the CDC guidelines, so that's to be determined. And our pickup in the afternoons, if you are picking up your child early for early dismissals, you'll need to notify the Pick My Kid, but I would also appreciate a note via the take-home folder or an email, so you can give Miss Walker and I a heads up on that too. But you definitely have to notify school via Pick My Kid of your child's change in any dismissal procedure. So if you have any questions at all during this kindergarten time, please feel free to call me. My school number is below with my extension, or you can send me a note, an email, a Seesaw message, which I will teach you how to do here shortly in our NTI video that's coming along. It's attached to this email as well. So at any time, please contact me. No question is too small, and if I do not have an answer, I will get one for you. I promise. So in kindergarten, reading, I cannot say it enough, is a big emphasis for your child. We will concentrate on reading in some way, shape, or form each and every day. It is one of your child's greatest gifts that you can give to them, and it actually costs absolutely nothing. Did you know that even just storytelling is important and critical for your child's growth too? So I encourage you, if you are out and about, taking a walk in the car, riding bikes, create stories with one another. That's also a great way to build your child's reading skills. So it is the heart of our homework this year. I talked about the readers. Those are going to come home. There will be a form in the folder with the envelope that I talked about. It will be attached to that envelope, laminated there onto that. And you're going to initial each time a reader comes home, what was completed, if it was a struggle, right on target, or too easy, too difficult, let me know so we can adjust as we need to. Reading and writing are strongly connected, and they should be practiced each day, not only in the classroom, but at home when the opportunity is given. Journals are one of the best ways, along with message boards. Message boards are simple and quick ways to communicate and show your child the importance of reading and writing and help them develop those skills. Also, discuss what you are reading at home and write about it so they can see you evolving as a reader and showing them the importance of reading and writing. Just to share with them what you learned from a book or a newspaper article or a magazine article or something you may have saw online. Of course, age appropriateness is always relevant here, but check on that and share with them. Say, look what I found out about pandas today. Something like that. Report cards are going to be available in kindergarten. They come out 3 times a year, and they will be done electronically through PowerSchool. So as they are, the day they are coming out, we will let you know as the report cards get, are prepared and ready to go. We have share days, which is show and tell in kindergarten, and we have a temporary schedule during our phases, orientation phase and the phase 1 of our hybrid. So we have created a group A. On Tuesday is their share day. So that means every Tuesday, if you are in group A, beginning on August 25th, your child may bring a small backpack size item to share on share days. And if it is too large for the backpack, they will need to take a picture and email that to the classroom, or a video of them sharing what they like about it, where they got it, why is it special to them, important to them, helping them again with communication skills. Group B, your day is on Thursdays, beginning Thursday, August 27th. So let's learn about one another through Share Day. Miss Walker and I may even get in on that too. It sounds fun. And then for snack, we will provide snack. You had paid a snack fee with your registration, and so that will be provided. It will be a nutritious snack each day, and the beverage for that will be our water bottles, and I'm going to talk more about the water bottles and what those should look like. And Spanish is going to be with Miss Leftwich on Mondays. Miss Leftwich will be visiting KS for fiestas, and she will be helping us do better and bueno on our Espanol. So we look forward to greeting and welcoming Miss Leftwich as she helps us to learn more about another culture. Our star of the week, that's going to be put on hold until we return to 100% in the classroom. However, just real quickly about Star Student, there is a star bag, and it is just a simple little tote bag that I have, noted as the star bag. And I will also send home an All About Me poster that you and your child can work on together and create. And whatever letter of the week we are learning about, you can send in a snack that goes along with that. Be sure the snack is store-bought and nut-free. So if we're working on the letter C, you might send in some carrots and dips, or you may send in some cupcakes. Okay, so some type of cookie. As long as these items are nut-free and bought from the store where we can see the label of the ingredients, they will be perfectly fine for our letter of the week. You may choose what day that week of your star students week that you want to send that, and you and I can just correlate that and set it up. But again, this does not start until we have our 100% return into the classroom. Now, with that being said, if we return 100%, however, the limitations are still set where we are not having visitors, we're creating a virtual special reader via video. So you'll still have a chance to read to your child's homeroom. You will just need to do so through video and then share that with me, and I can show it to the class on the smartboard during snack of the read aloud. They love this. It can also be shared through Seesaw, and you'll learn more about how to do that too. And I can show that on the smartboard. Seesaw is probably one of the easiest ways to make a video, I think you're going to find. So I look forward to hearing you come along into our classroom with us and take us on an adventure with your special story. Stewardship is an important part of our Catholic faith, and we follow the same stewardship program as the parish, and it's entitled Step by Step. And stewardship gives our children the time to learn about blessings and gifts that God, the Lord, has given to us. It helps them understand what it means to give unto others a fraction of those blessings that they've received. One stewardship project that we do here in kindergarten is Blessings in a Bag, and the students donate snack items such as cheese crackers, gummies, goldfish crackers, Rice Krispie treat, granola bars, on and on, just raisins, just small pre-packaged little snacks, and we fill up those little brown paper bags that the kiddos have colored and decorated in cheerful ways, and we send those off to the orphans home of St. Joseph's here in Louisville, because many times the orphans, as we teach the children, they can't just go into their pantries, their cupboards, or their snack drawers at home and pull out a snack whenever they want. They have to wait for the assigned snack time. So this Blessings in a Bag gives them a chance to have a little bag of snacks in their room to keep and go and access at their will. So it's kind of a special treat, and the children at the orphanage look forward to receiving those just as much as the kindergarten kiddos look forward to making those and putting those together for the kids. So that's just one way we share our stewardship program. So Seesaw, love, love, love Seesaw. You're going to see more about Seesaw in the NTI hybrid video that's linked to the email as well. But just real quick in a nutshell, I wanted to let you know that Seesaw is an excellent program that connects home and school and brings it together for learning. It is a digital tool that we use at school every single day, and at home you will be using that with your child for online learning. It's an awesome tool for managing and organizing the student work. It's a very, very good tool to have for that. Keeps it all in one place so that not only the teacher, but the families can see that work as well. It can be used on a computer or a laptop. Preferably a tablet works best. In the classroom, we have iPads, and the students access a QR code to go to where they need to be for that day on their activity, and then that is immediately shared with you through your phone. So again, we'll have more information on how you can access Seesaw and become a part of this exciting world of interactive world for your child's education. It is a fabulous communication tool. I use Seesaw for many forms of communication, but my most favorite way of using it to communicate with families is live video footage or photos of things that your child is doing in the classroom. Even before the pandemic, parents couldn't be in our classrooms every day, all day. So I know as a parent myself, you want to know what's happening. Is my child having a great time? What kinds of things are they doing? How are they growing their brains today? So Seesaw gives us that important way of communicating that, a way of not important, but a way of communicating that with you right as the moment happens. So if your child is doing something exciting in science, an experiment that is just taking them to another level and really, really expanded their knowledge base, I can capture that moment right away. They're on a video or with a snapshot and share it with you immediately. And you can give us feedback too on how proud you are of your child in that moment. So that is one of my favorite ways of using Seesaw, is communicating with you, the parents. Look what's happening at school, the big wow moment. Transportation for letter T. If something changes during the day, I noted earlier, please use Pick My Kid to note any changes for dismissal, so we're aware of that. If you know of it in advance, a day or two before, you can send a note in as well. But it's very important you let Pick My Kid know that you've made a change so that that can be made. Uniforms, we wear full uniform every day. The St. Patrick's uniform is worn every day. If there's a Spirit Wear day, that will be given to you in advance. And other than that, you need to have your child in full uniform each day. Please send a change of clothes just in a type of grocery sack or Ziploc bags work extremely well. We'll keep that in the locker. Accidents happen. Kids spill their water, they'll fall in a mud puddle. They may just have a regular restroom accident. It does happen. We are learning and growing as little people. So please send in that change of clothes. Our classroom does tend to get cold. So oftentimes, we may not be able to predict that. So it's always a good idea to have an extra sweatshirt or sweater if you have that available, labeled with their name. We can keep that in their locker. Send that in with your child so they'll have that if they need to warm up a little bit. Volunteers are going to look a little different this year as well. As of now, our volunteer work has to be completed from home to keep us all safe. So I will provide information on that in more detail in the ABCs of Kindergarten document that's attached. So if you would like to volunteer from home, you can see more information there. Now, water bottles. You may not think it's such a big deal, but it is for the littles. So let's take a look at some water bottles that work best for our littles. We ask that you please send in a non-spill water bottle that will not leak and spill, and also it's untouchable by their mouth. So what we mean by this, if it has a nozzle such as this that they can flip up, flip down, or a push button such as these, they work best. So they do not touch that with their mouth. Okay, so these flip ones are better. So they just flip it up and then flip that cap back down. Whereas these, they'll have to touch that. And these three may not be the best choice. I'm sorry, that didn't come across very well there when I first said it. But the top four are your best picks. Whereas these right now, as we're following CDC guidelines, may not be the best choice. So please try to go for water bottles where they do not have to touch the mouthpiece. They'll have these available to them throughout the day. The water fountains are not available to drink from for kindergarten. However, they may refill their water bottle. We have new automatic water stations at a water fountain right outside of our classrooms. So those can be refilled, excuse me, at those water stations or in the sink in our classroom too. We have that available. All right. Now, as a kindergarten team, we came up with this slogan well before Mr. Bashir did, Governor Bashir. So we want you to know we are in this together. It is a journey to be in kindergarten with each year with your children, and we are in it together. So anything that you need during this time, please feel free to reach out to us. We're here for you, and we are going to get through this together. Take care, friends, and I look forward to our question and answer session at 5:00 p.m. on Wednesday, August 12th. The Zoom link for our question and answer session is in this email. Stay well, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.